What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the weekend. So I actually have 10 bets in today's video, guys. So leave a like and comment for that. If you guys like this video and comment on this video, you guys will get entered to win this signed Jordan Addison jersey right here. So again, no reason not to like and comment. If you guys want to comment who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, who you think is going to win the college football playoff, something like that, that would be really, really cool to see. And again, every single day that you come in November and like and comment on this video, you'll get an additional raffle ticket onto this Jordan Addison signed jersey. All right, guys. So very briefly, I'm going to go over kind of the week, what we do here, my channel, what the strategy we use, why we're profitable. You'll see the graph up and to the right here. So if you took all of my bets since the beginning of the summer, you'd be up $1,500 if you're a $10 bettor. You'll see the profit here, the ROI, the record, and you'll see we have ups and downs, guys. Like any sort of sports bettor, any professional sports bettor, profitable sports bettor is going to have ups and downs here. And then year to date, guys, we're up right around 250 to 300 units right here on my VIP. And again, what we do here is a lot of correlation is what I talk about mostly every day. For example, this was a play I gave out Thursday Night Football. Justin Fields under, Mason Taylor under. Really good example of correlation there. This was actually the pick that I gave out this morning in Friday morning's video here. It is Cade Klubnik and Tristan Smith. You guys see these guys went way under their line here because they did not play very well. Well, they played okay, but Cade Klubnik did not throw very much, and Tristan Smith did not get one ball thrown to him. I think he actually did, but it was a penalty. But anyway, that is the prime example of correlation. Now, I will say this week, kind of like last week, which is kind of a bummer, but it is looking like it's going to be a little bit more of a gritty week. We don't have a ton of setups. That doesn't mean we're going to have a bad weekend. It just means, we're not set up like crazy. We've had a lot of this weekend, right? Drake Lindsay, for example, tonight, he goes over by 1 pass yard. I mean, that's just sad, right? It's just really sad. Like, for example, here too, this guy goes over by 1 headshot. This guy goes over by just a couple of kills tonight as well. So it's been just a lot of that. So overall, guys, I know we're going to come out on top. Again, as I always say, there's going to be ups and downs. Really, since the beginning of November, it's been a little bit rough, I'll be honest. But that being said, every single week in October, we had a profitable week, and not only a profitable week, a extremely profitable week in October, right? And here's one of those big weekends in October. I don't know, this is like the third weekend of October, and we literally cashed every single day of the weekend. So let's try to get back to this. I get it if you're frustrated. I don't even know if you're frustrated or not, but I'm frustrated just because I know the potential of what we can do. I know we'll get back to it eventually, but it's a journey, man. This is part of being a sports bettor. Sometimes you use a strategy. Sometimes you go up 60 units in a weekend, and then sometimes you use the exact same strategy. You change nothing at all, and you go down 10 units or 20 units or something like that. So, that's part of the program, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the bets. First bet of the day is going to be on ONYX odds. Now, I do talk about ONYX odds quite a lot. It is because they give out a free $100, okay? And I know that sounds crazy, but I will get into why they do that. But overall, guys, this is what I'm going to take here. I'm taking Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State to go under 55.5 points in tomorrow night's game. This is going to be the play on ONYX. Now, I mentioned they're giving out free money. They are giving out a free $100 to anyone that signs up on ONYX odds. I know this sounds way too good to be true. Again, when I first heard it, I thought it was too good to be true also, just because what sort of app or person or, crazy person is going to give out $100 just by maybe spending 5 minutes of time or something like that, signing up for this app. Again, I know you guys have probably signed up for a ton of apps. I know you guys are probably tired of signing up for apps. Oh man, I only want to play on PrizePicks. I get it. I play a lot on PrizePicks as well, but apps like ONYX odds give you the money lines, they give you spreads, they give you player props, they give you parlays. You can bet on anything on ONYX odds. Now, I love to bet on these spreads and money lines because I bet on player props on PrizePicks or on Better, on Sleeper, stuff like that. But you can bet on money lines and spreads in states like Texas that I'm in. I can't use a lot of the traditional sports books like FanDuel and stuff. California, Florida, pretty much all these purple states that are filled in. And you'll get $100 of free picks on top of that and a free month of the VIP. Okay, guys? All you have to do is text me the word ONYX to my number on the screen. Again, this is the first pick, and then let's go ahead and get into the PrizePicks plays, all right? So I have 9 PrizePicks plays. So again, if you find value throughout this video, guys, all I ask is to leave a like on this video. Now, I'm going to start with my favorite play of the day, and I honestly think, similar to Davis Mills, I don't really want to talk about it because I talked about it this morning, but I'm going to anyway. Davis Mills, I gave out as a pick. You'll see him down here. He is now 31.5, okay? But we took him at 34.5 the other day, and we took him under pass attempts, and now he is all the way down to 31.5. And I think this might be another one of those entries right there. So we're going to go to longest completion, and this is actually one of my favorite props to bet on. Longest completion, that's not him, but longest completion is one of my favorite things to bet on for the unders there. And what are we going to do? We're going to bet on Julian Saison to go under 50.5 longest pass completion. Now, this line, even though, guys, I get it, Ohio State's very good. Jeremiah Smith is very good. Saison looks very good. This is way too high. I mean, they are completely off of their rocker by putting this at 50.5. Guys, you'll see they're undefeated. They've smashed every team that they've come against, and he has only gone over this one time in the past 5 games. Now, that doesn't really matter. What I want you guys to understand is that if you look at everyone else's line, all right, you have Josh Hoover. That is a very, very good TCU offense. You have this Ole Miss quarterback right here. Very, very good Ole Miss quarterback and good offense there. Baylor, same thing. You have Alabama, very good offense. Texas Tech, maybe one of the top 5 offenses in the country. All of these guys, all of these quarterbacks, all of these very explosive offenses, all are in the low 40s. Okay. Now, why do we have this one guy here in the 50s? He has to get a 51-yard pass completion. That is incredible to me. So I'm taking that under all day. That is way too high. I mean, there could be like a 58-yard pass touchdown, and that would be like the play of the game for that to happen. So 51-yard pass completion is very, I'm not going to say unlikely, but I really like the under is what I'm going to say there. So that's my favorite one. I mean, I think that's honestly an error line. That should probably be in the mid-40s at least. All right, now let's run through these pretty quick. Taylon Green to go over is my second play of the day on Arkansas. Now they're facing LSU in Saturday morning's game. And what I think is going to happen is I think LSU is going to get ahead. Arkansas has lost a lot of games, but they have came very, very close in a lot of games as well. They are normally in close games. They stick around with their offense. I think Taylon Green is going to throw the ball quite a lot. As I go through a lot of these plays, keep in mind a reason why I bet sometimes the over or the under is not because of a specific player. It's more about what I think the game is going to look like. So, for example, I'm taking Arch Manning over in tomorrow's game, Texas versus Georgia. This is going to be the third play of the day. And the reason why is because, again, I think Texas is probably going to be playing from behind a little bit. I think if they're not, it's going to be a little bit of a shootout. I think Arch Manning is going to have to pass a lot. And, really the only times Arch Manning goes under is when he is dominating the game. Now, Oklahoma definitely dominated that game, and he went under in that game because he didn't have to throw very much. The Kentucky game, a little bit different. He had a pretty bad game. It was a very defensive battle. I don't think that's going to happen in the Georgia game. I think he's going to have to bring his A game, and he's looked a lot better in the past couple of weeks. So I'm taking that as the third pick of the day. His over. Second, I don't know why I said second. Fourth pick of the day is Carson Beck over his pass yards as well. So NC State is a bottom 3 pass defense, okay? And if there's one thing I know about Carson Beck, guys, he looks really, really bad against good defenses, and he looks really, really good against bad defenses, okay? This guy is an absolute menace against bad defenses, and that is why he gets a lot of hype. I honestly like Carson Beck. I think he's fine, but yes, versus good defenses, he looks very bad. He'll throw like 4 picks, and then versus bad defenses, he'll look like a Heisman candidate, okay? So the fifth pick of the day, sorry guys, I cannot count. The fifth pick of the day is going to be Casey Concepcion to go over 13.5 fantasy score. Now we took him over. I think his line was like 12.5 last week. We took him over. He hit it very easily. He did get a touchdown in that game, but he is slowly becoming their number 1 receiver. I pretty much bet on the A&M guys to go over every week, and they have not disappointed me at all. For some reason, Vegas or PrizePicks does not consider this team as a top passing offense. They definitely are a top passing offense. Now, if we look at Marcel Reed, the quarterback, he is he's good, right? I'm not going to take him on any sort of line here, but he consistently gets 200 to 280 pass yards every single game, and they are very, very consistent in those games. All right. Now the last play in college football is going to be Malachi Lemon, and I'm actually going to take his under fantasy score. Now, this is one of the best receivers in college football. He's probably going to be a first-round draft pick next year, but they're facing Iowa. That is a very, very strong defense, okay? They stopped Oregon very well. They stopped another team I'm forgetting, but they have stopped some of the top teams in the nation, some of the top offenses in the nation. Now, they've still lost some of those games, but their defense is completely legit, guys. They held the Oregon quarterback to like like 120 yards or something like that, and he went like 13 for 25. They are very, very legit. I like a lot of the USC guys under, but I do like Malachi Lemons, especially his fantasy score under. I think this should be a pretty low scoring game. I think it might be like 20-17 or something like that. Maybe Malachi Lemon picks up a touchdown, but even if he does, I still think there's a chance that he does go under his fantasy score line here, guys. So these are all the picks. Now I do have 3 more picks in the NFL, but again, if you guys have found some value in today's video, again, I think this Julian Saison line is way too high. If you guys would leave a like on the video, that helps me out a ton right there. These are the picks: Saison under, Taylon Green over, Arch Manning over, Carson Beck over, Casey Concepcion over fantasy score, Malachi Lemon under fantasy score. All right, now let's move on to the NFL. Again, going to rapid fire these pretty quick here. And my favorite picks of the NFL right now is going to be Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt on the Commanders, and I'm going to take him over 8.5 rush attempts, okay? As you guys can see, green across the board. They have kind of adopted this running back by committee type thing in Washington, and I still think 8.5 is way too low for this guy. I mean, you'll have some straight up backup running backs, like the backup running back for the Packers or the backup running back for, I don't know, name whatever team, and sometimes his line will be 8.5. That is not the case here. They are a straight up running back by committee. They have 2 or 3 backs that just kind of sub in, and you'll see the Commanders, they lost the Seattle game very heavily. They lost the Detroit game very heavily, and I believe they lost the Kansas City game very heavily here as well, and he still went over his line. And as I always say on this channel, when you're losing a game, you're not going to run very much. When you're winning a game, that is when a lot of the runs are going to come in. And honestly, out of the past 3 weeks, they played the Lions, they played the Seahawks, and they played the Chiefs, and I believe they lost to Dallas too. Yeah, I think they did. That is kind of a gauntlet right there. I honestly think the best case, the best chance they had of winning a game is probably this week versus the Dolphins. And again, if they do go ahead and win this game, Krosky-Merritt is almost guaranteed to go over because they're going to ice that game with him running the ball out, okay? So the next play of the day is going to be Jared Goff over 32 pass attempts. And that is going to be versus the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Now, the Eagles and the Lions are probably going to be a pretty close game, causing Jared Goff to be in this game and passing the ball quite a lot. Jared Goff, I think about him kind of as Matthew Stafford a lot. They by default pass a lot unless they're winning by maybe 14 plus points, 10 plus points. Then they will start handing the ball off quite a lot and just start running the ball, and that's when you won't see him pass very much. But against the Eagles, it's a pretty solid matchup there. Should be a pretty close game, and he should keep passing the ball quite a lot on that Sunday night game. And then the last pick of the day on NFL, at least currently that I have, is Jacoby Myers to go under receiving yards. Now, he has only played 1 game as a Jaguars receiver, so don't take this into consideration very much. But Brian Thomas Jr. does look like he's going to be back on the field next game. So Jacoby Myers did not go over this line as the second receiver, and I think he is now going to be the third receiver. So I think it's going to be BTJ, and then it's going to be Parker Washington. You'll see Parker Washington's line. I actually also like Parker Washington's line under as well. But this is one of those plays that I like because I think BTJ is going to be good to go versus the Chargers, and I think he's going to play, okay? So that is going to cause Jacoby Myers to fall down to the third receiver. And I'm sorry, but 43.5 receiving yards as a third receiver is just way too high, and I'm going to take his under all day there, especially on an offense that is like kind of mediocre at best. Trevor Lawrence will maybe throw like 200 yards. So, I mean, maybe if this were like the Chargers or the Rams, then a third receiver at 40 plus is good, but not for the Jags guys. So this is kind of one of those picks that I'm banking on BTJ being back in the lineup, back in this game. And again, if we see that being announced, then Jacoby Myers' line could fall all the way, honestly, to like the high 20s even. So these are the plays on the NFL, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and to go ahead and end it here. Again, if you do want to get into the VIP, get more picks like this every day, as well as use a correlated, proven betting strategy, guys, either taking overs or unders in the NFL and in college football, all you have to do is sign up for ONYX odds. Text me ONYX. You guys can also text me. I should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but you guys can also sign up for Sleeper. And as I said in Friday morning's video, I'm giving out 2 free months of the VIP with Sleeper. Again, just text me the word Sleeper to my number on the screen. You'll get 2 months free, and all that is a $10 deposit into Sleeper. You'll also get $20 free, guys. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.